Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. It's your girl, Millie Mills, another special edition of Bring It in the House. And we have a great show for you because this is the show where we spotlight musicians, entertainers, artists, and leaders. And we have a great entertainer and leader in the house with us this evening. She's out of Atlanta, Georgia. Actress, author, voiceover actress, podcaster, you name it. Give it up for the Angela Ray.
Thank you, Millie Mills. It's such an honor to be with you today.
You're very welcome. It's such an honor to be in your presence, and you're still as busy as ever, always thriving, always, about your business. So I have so much love and respect for you. And thanks again for stopping by. Now, Angela, I know we met in Atlanta. We were neighbors for 4 years.
Right.
Amazing. In Sandy Springs, Georgia, suburb of Atlanta. But you're originally from Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. All right. So Angela, when you were a little, like a little kid, did you know back then that you were going to be such a powerful force in the entertainment arena today? Did you have any idea?
I don't know that I had an idea, but I knew that I had aspirations. And so when I think the acting slash just performance in general, that bug bit me probably about 8 or 9. I
Mhm.
really got my start in church. I started doing speeches in church, Easter speeches, Christmas speeches,
Oh,
that kind of thing. And, it's easy to get applause when you're 5.
yeah.
So that made me think I was good. I was like, oh, they like this. I can do this. And when I was in elementary school, I started competing in speaking contests and doing so like different kinds of performance. But yeah, that's kind of where the bug kind of bit me.
And it's been going ever since. I remember, seeing you. I became a fan for the TV show. It ran a long time, which Oprah Winfrey was the executive director of Queen Sugar. And so tell us about that experience. How many years did it run? 6, 7, 8 years?
Well, Queen Sugar, I'm going to be honest. I think that either this is season 5 that's coming up or it's season 6. But what I do know is is going to be the final season.
The
So there's
final
one
season.
more season for Queen Sugar fans to catch up on all their favorite characters. And I was on season 2. Had
You're
a great
season.
opportunity to work with some of the main cast members as well as a very talented director. I did not have an opportunity to meet Oprah. She was not on set. I believe she was out of the country. She and Ava DuVernay were out of the country working on a project together at the time I was on set. So I did miss seeing them.
Oh, and you played a mediator, correct? Your role.
Yes, I played a mediator for Charlie and Davis's divorce. And if fans are current with Queen Sugar, it looks just like Davis and Charlie may be getting back together. So I guess we'll have to wait and see for this final season to find out whether or not they're going to be reunited and if it's going to feel so good.
I know. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. I got to check it out. I got to check it out. Now, Angela, you wear so many hats. Okay, so from acting to author and then speaker, voiceover artist. Okay, out of all of your talents that God has blessed you with, where do you think most of your success where have you been more successful?
I think it really comes down to how you define success.
Mm.
Obviously, film and television, there is great visibility. You do one television show, and, if it's big enough, it's almost like you could be a one hit wonder. And so I know it's interesting you mentioned Queen Sugar. Of all of the shows that I've done, I do remember there were people that I hadn't talked to in 5, 10 years who were either looking me up on LinkedIn or just trying to see if I still had the same phone number, like, hey, I don't know if you remember me, but did I see you on Queen Sugar? So, shows like that, they give you that wide range of visibility. At the same time, a lot of work that I do, for example, as a speaker and like as a host and an MC, those opportunities, because they're in person, I feel like I have an opportunity to impact people in real time. And
Yes.
sometimes I think I don't even understand the impact in terms of the relationships that are built, especially for events that happen year after year. For example, I was hosting for a regional grocery store, hosting like a women's event. It was a cooking show slash game show. I was part Guy Fieri because I was hosting a cooking show, but I was part Steve Harvey because we had our own version of Family Feud. And
Mhm.
people just got used to seeing me year after year, and to the point where either A, they would bring me food, B, they would update me on their kids and their grandkids because maybe I met their children or grandchildren the year before, then they would bring them back, or they'd be like, oh, she's in college now. We're so proud of her. And, not really understanding the impact of that relationship. And so to me, that is a whole different level of success.
Yeah,
And then, with
success.
books, people pick up books and they just read them over and over again. I had an opportunity to do a piece of poetry from one of my books about 2, maybe 3 years ago, because it was before this is pre-pandemic. So probably
Mhm.
2019. Never had this happen, but a lady came up to me. We were performing at like an assisted or group kind of home for women, transitional housing, I believe. And
Mhm.
she just came up and just kind of fell like in my arms, crying, like that
Oh,
poem was meant for me. And I was like, oh my
mm,
gosh, I've never had this experience with spoken word. And so that is also a level of success, to be able to impact someone's life and
right.
to have someone in tears. And I had never had that happen before. Um,
Yeah.
so to answer your question, I think it really depends on how you define success, but I've just been so fortunate to experience different levels of success
Levels.
in all of those mediums.
Amazing. And speaking of your speaking engagements, I found some YouTube clips, and let's
Uh-oh.
take a look. Yeah, we're going to take a look at you speaking. Looks like you were at a college. You were speaking for a college. So I got this YouTube clip. I love this right here. You did a great job.
Hi, I'm Micah Casriel, the Student Activities Coordinator for Garden City Community College, and I'm also a Student Government Advisor. We just had Angela Ray today speaking for our Martin Luther King Jr. campus celebration, and she was fantastic.
I want everyone to repeat that with me. I am born to shine. Okay, that was the rehearsal. This is the performance. I want you to say it like you mean it. I am born to shine. So for my students in here, when you have some classwork to do, there's a test, an exam, or a project, and you're looking to procrastinate, and we know that's an obstacle to you achieving that dream, I want you to say to yourself, I am born to shine. For our community members in here, when it's time for you to take that next step to do what you need to do to help this community move forward, and you're worried about what this person might say or that person might say, I want you to remind yourself that I am born to shine.
Angela, you did that, girl. I love the energy behind it. It's very moving. Yes.
That
And
was a fun time. That was for no, that was, where was I? That was Garden City. I don't think I was like, where was that?
Garden
That was
City
Garden City
Community
Transit,
College. Yeah.
it's not a very big town. The airport literally has one airline. There's only one plane on the ground at a time,
Mhm.
but such a great community. I had a wonderful time there.
Awesome. And they seem like, the audience, they received you well from what I could hear.
Yeah, like I said, it was a fun time, and because we were on a college campus, but because it is such a small community, there were both students there at the event. This was an MLK Day event, but
MLK.
there were also community members, lots of people who are in the community. So yeah, that was a fun time. But I
Yeah.
missed my flight coming back home that night. Oh, I missed the
Oh,
flight. I will never forget it. It was 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I missed my flight. There was not another flight leaving out to the next day. So
oh my goodness.
yes.
I'm
That was
sorry.
on me. That was on me, but yeah,
Yeah.
fun
Well,
time.
at least you did a great job at the event.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did a great job at the event. And then I see, you have your podcast show and you've interviewed a lot of celebrities. About how many celebrities have you interviewed? Countless, I guess. Huh?
I don't know. I mean, I've been very fortunate to sometimes
Mm-hmm.
be in the right place at the right time to be able to
Uh-huh.
work with some really dynamite and easy to get to publicists who have put
Mm-hmm.
me in contact with some of the people they represent.
Mm-hmm.
And, in my work, every now and then I have a few phone numbers in my address book that I can call on and be like, hey, you want to come on the show? So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw a clip on YouTube. I've been doing my homework where you
Okay.
interviewed Hollywood actor Idris Elba. So we're going to take a look at that clip right quick. Here we go.
Okay.
Shaniqua, where is my microphone? Oh, hello. My name is Mercedes Bentley Lincoln, and I have a message for Mr. Idris Elba. So Papi, congratulations on all of your award nominations. You got the Globes and then the Golden and the SAG nominations. Congratulations again, Papi. But listen, I was thinking, maybe you could really give the fans what we really want and bring back Stringer Bell. So I know Stringer died on The Wire, but I had heard supposedly there was going to be a prequel to The Walking Dead. So maybe there could be a prequel to The Wire, and it could be called The Van. Because Popo is always hanging out in the van, and so maybe in the prequel we can see D'Angelo. Oh, D'Angelo would be back alive again because he died on The Wire, but perhaps we could see how Stringer Bell and how Avon, how they built their whole little empire, and how we see them come up, and Bubbles would maybe he wouldn't be a snitch on the van, maybe because he would not be living on the streets and strung out. So listen up, Idris. This Christmas, I am going to be obsessed with The Wire coming back, because without Luther, a house is not a home. You like how I combine all of your movie and all of your TV titles together? So listen up, Idris. If you want me to help you pitch this to the HBO, you can hit me on the book. You can hit me I'm on the gram. I'm on the Periscope or on the Snapchat. So if you want to bring The Van back as the prequel to The Wire, holla at your girl.
Mr. Idris Elba, actor extraordinaire. I've been following your career since you started on The Wire. It was so disappointing when Stringer Bell got murdered, but I guess it opened the door for new things, and we saw you on The Gospel, and then, of course, this Christmas. But tell us about what you have coming up next.
Okay, so, I'm doing a film. I did a film called Obsessed, starring myself, Beyonce Knowles, and Ali Lada, and it comes out on April 24th. It's a thriller about a young lady that gets obsessed with my character.
That was great, man. I mean, but you were let me pinch myself. Did I really just talk to Idris? Is that how you felt after the whole thing?
Let me tell you about that interview. And so, when I was just mentioning, I've been very fortunate to work with some, easy to get along with a publicist. I was not on the list to interview Idris. There were people who had been approved, but I was in a media room, and I was like, I cannot let myself come this close to Idris Elba and not interview him. So I talked to his publicist or his manager, whoever was there, and they just wanted to get a sense of the questions that I was going to ask, and then yes, they made it happen. So yeah, that was one of those pitch me moments, because again, I was like, there is no way that I'm going to be in this media room with Idris Elba and not have an opportunity to speak with him. So yeah, that was a great interview. It was a great time, and he was absolutely wonderful because he was willing to do it.
Yeah, I see. And yeah, he took the mic from you, and he says, "Hey, he got into it."
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was when he did the movie with Beyonce, Obsession. Yeah, that was a great movie. I've seen it at least 5 times, at least.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's really awesome. Okay, so then you have books. How many books have you written?
4. No, 3.
Four
3.
books.
3.
3.
I'm tripping.
Okay.
Maybe I'm speaking a 4th one into existence, but 3. Blackberry
Okay.
Whispers, which is a book of poetry.
Okay.
Rays of
Black.
Motivation, which is an inspirational quote book, and Megastar Student Leadership, Lessons I Learned as an Actress That Can Help You Lead, Achieve, and Succeed, which is a nonfiction book for high school and college students.
All right. So you said, let's repeat that. Blackberry poetry,
Blackberry Whispers.
whispers,
Blackberry
okay,
Whispers, which is poetry.
which
Rays
is
of
poetry.
Motivation, which is inspiration. And Megastar Student Leadership, which is a leadership book for high school and college students.
Megastar,
Megastar Student Leadership, yes.
student leadership. Megastar student leadership.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I'm going to put those on the screen like that. That's why I was asking you for the titles.
Yes.
So people can see Megastar student leadership.
Megastar Student Leadership. Mm-hmm.
And is there
Rays of Motivation?
raves?
Of Motivation. Yeah. My name with an S. Rays of Motivation.
Oh, rays of motivation. That's that's very clever. Very clever. Rays of motivation. Correct?
That is correct.
Okay. So she's got 3 great books out there. You can get them on Amazon, I'm sure. Wherever books are
Rays of
sold
Motivation
online.
is on Amazon, and Blackberry Whispers and Megastar Student Leadership are both available on their respective website, blackberrywhispers.com and megastarleadership.com.
Okay. Oh, that's wonderful. So kind of just tell us a little bit about the books. What inspired you to write Blackberry Whispers?
Blackberry Whispers was a book that probably had been in the making for a long time. I had started writing poetry some years ago, but while I was in college, decided to take it a little more seriously and actually take a poetry writing class. And, had been working on poems for a while. And when, the popularity of these spoken word / poetry lounges became really, really heightened with the movie Love Jones, decided to go ahead and put some pen to paper and put together a collection, and Blackberry Whispers was born. Raise of Motivation was actually, I say this a lot, one day somebody from the team may come jack me up in a corner, but Raise of Motivation, while I had already started putting some inspirational quotes together, actually when I finally started sitting down and putting the book together, was actually prompted by the Atlanta Falcons. They were almost headed to the Super Bowl. I believe it was in 2013, and they lost in
Yeah.
the championship game. They were going to go to New Orleans, and I was so frustrated with them. I was like, I don't have time for this. I'm going to make my own inspiration. I'm going to write a book. And I turned off the television, and I literally just wrote for 4 or 5 days nonstop, no sleep. But yeah, it was prompted when it happened by the Atlanta Falcons losing, because they made me so mad. I just knew they were going to the Super Bowl that year.
Oh, sorry, Falcons. They're doing better though now, right? I haven't been keeping up with them.
Well, we'll see. They just got rid of their longtime quarterback, so we'll see what's going to happen this year.
Yeah, I hope they have a great year this year. Go Falcons.
Yeah, it would be nice.
That would be nice. And they need a little luck. They need to get back in the limelight a little bit more. So that'd be great. So I know that you're a voiceover actress, and then we kind of got a touch of it in that clip we saw on the video, the character you did before you got to the interview with Idris.
Yes.
So did that just come off the top? Tell us about that character.
So the idea for doing characters before my interviews was actually inspired by the Tracy Ullman show, the one from the early 90s. I don't know if you remember it. For those who remember Fox Network, when it was just starting off, Tracy Ullman had a variety show very similar to Saturday Night Live. And between the segments, there was an animated clip that would happen between a brother and sister by the name of Bart and Lisa Simpson. And so literally there's this entire show that's nothing but comedy, but then just, little on the side, there was these little cartoons, Bart and Lisa. Well, if unless you've been under a rock, you know that Bart and Lisa are part of the Simpsons. So that little bit took off and it became the Simpsons. And which is now like one of the longest running television shows. And, I thought about using the talk show as a way to combine my love of comedy. So I decided to just started adding a bit that was somewhat related to the content of the interview. Now, in terms of the Mercedes Bentley Lincoln, I just sat down one day and she was born. I didn't plan it. I didn't know. Yeah, I just it just came out one day. I don't know where she came from. Apparently she was in me, but Mercedes
Yep,
Bentley Lincoln was born. And
she was
so
born.
yeah, so I guess I owe part of that inspiration to Tracy Ullman.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you did that, girl. I'm like, wow, you have so much talent. I know you know that. You've heard that all your life. So, so much going on for you. What is next for Angela, the Angela Ray?
What is next? Well, I have a new movie coming out. It's going to be in select theaters on May 20th. It's called Emergency, directed by a great emerging director by the name of Kerry Williams. And again, it'll be coming out in select theaters. And I'll be honest, I don't know every city, but the next week it will be available for rent on Amazon Prime. It is from Amazon Studios. So definitely looking forward to seeing that. And I have an episodic coming out that I don't know if I'm at liberty to actually drop the name just yet. So, what I will do is say that you can definitely keep up on my social media, because I will, as soon as I am given clearance to talk about that project, I will. And then recently, I started doing some theater work with a great, impactful theater company based out of Atlanta. Um, and I'm so very proud of the work that we are doing. We just did a play at a leadership conference, actually a leadership retreat for Leadership Atlanta, maybe about 2 weeks ago. And the play was called Our Tangled Tears, dealing with the complicated relationships that often Black and white professionals find themselves in corporate America. So, really excited about that show.
Okay. And who are some of the, producers or actors you're working with? Or can you say?
Oh, so for that theater company, it was just myself and I believe Rebecca. I don't, it's we started rehearsals on Zoom because we are
Mhm.
still in a pandemic, and
Yes, yes.
so I just remember seeing it. This is really sad. I remember seeing Rebecca's name on Zoom, so I can't remember her last name. But the show was written and directed by Nikki Young. The theater
Mhm.
company is Out of Hand Theater, and they focus on social justice issues, anti-racism. So all of the plays are super impactful, while entertaining, but definitely there's a message in all of the shows.
Yes.
I'm really excited to be working with them. I've done 2 plays with them in the last month, and yeah, just super excited, and also gearing up for some Juneteenth
Woo.
performances as well. So
Oh, that's
looking forward to
great.
those too. Yeah.
You stay busy. And, ever since I've known you, you've always, booked. She's booked, and booked. I know it's exciting for you. I know it is. I know. So, what would you say to, someone or young upcoming talent that wants to go in that direction, acting in the whole entertainment arena? What would you say to them?
I would say do your homework. And what I mean by that, there are a lot of different pathways to entertainment in
Mhm.
2022. When I started off some years ago, there were only a few. And what I mean by there are a lot of different paths, obviously we know social media has leveled the playing field.
Mhm.
Smartphones have leveled the playing
The
field. There
playing
are
field.
things that you can do with a smartphone that, I wasn't able to do with a camcorder, if
Yeah.
you will, like, 15, 20 years ago. So, but do your homework. You want to make sure that whichever avenue that you decide to pursue, whether you decide to go to college, whether you decide to go to a conservatory, whether you decide that you just want to take some really good acting classes, do your homework. And then if you decide that, I want to go the social media route and use that as an entryway, do your homework. Because even with that, there are pros and cons. There are consequences. Not everyone who necessarily goes viral will necessarily have a long-term career. There are some people that take 15 minutes and they stretch it out, and it's
Yeah.
amazing. There are other people whose 15 minutes, they're up in 15 minutes.
Just
So
like that.
definitely just like that, do your homework, and also make sure that you have a good support circle. I cannot stress that enough. And if
Hmm.
the people who, you may have good friends, but those good friends may not be a good support circle, especially for what you're looking to do in entertainment. I remember I had someone in my life that was very close to me who asked me, when was I getting a real job? That's not a good support circle, just because
No.
they were close to me and in my life. So you want to make sure that you have that good support circle, because sometimes, I won't say all the time, entertainment, it can be cutthroat. There are times when, people will only look out for themselves, or they may envy what they perceive is, you getting ahead of them. So have that support circle, do your homework, and then have a life outside of entertainment. It's so important to have balance, and entertainment can be very draining in terms of just the amount of rejection. More likely than not, you're going to get way more no's than you do yeses. So you need a balanced life. You need something to keep you grounded when you're not auditioning, when you're not making videos, when you are not attending events to build relationships. So definitely have a well balanced life.
Yes. That's some good, strong information there. Uh, Good nuggets. A lot of good nuggets for these rising and upcoming actors. Yeah, they need to know that. Yeah, make sure you do your homework. Yeah, study your craft. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's so important to study your craft. And kind of like a computer, you got to keep updating yourself. You don't want to become outdated. And when I say outdated, I mean outdated with knowledge. And you want to kind of stay in the trend. Am I right?
Absolutely. I think that one way to sum up everything that I just said would be through Ray of Motivation, number 77 from my book, which is one of the biggest discoveries in life, is that you have unlimited choices. That goes back to what I was saying about the different ways that you can enter entertainment. What worked for me may not work for you, but what works for, Betty Sue and Raheem may not work for me. So know that you have those unlimited choices, and they can all get you to the same destination.
Amen. Amen. Any shout outs to family, friends, sorority sisters? I know Delta Sigma Theta, that's your sorority sisters.
Absolutely. Shout out to my sorors of Delta Sigma Theta sorority. Special shout out to the Kappa Omicron chapter at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, and the Jewel of the Mountain, the Stone Mountain Lithonia Alumni chapter. A shout out to my parents, who have really been extremely supportive through every journey of this acting career. And shout out to my church family, and shout out to those North Carolina Tar Heels. So super proud of our men's basketball team this year. Also super proud of our women's basketball team as well. Was really pushing for them when they made it to the Sweet 16, but we know there is next year. And I can't wait to see what both Tar Heel basketball teams are going to do.
Mhm. All right. That's a lot of shout outs.
I
And
know,
you
my bad. My bad.
no,
I went too
that's
far.
that's good. That's good. That means you have a big support system. That's what it sounds like to me, which is beautiful. That's great. So, do you have anything you might want to give away? Like, do you want to give away one of your books? Or
Sure, we will give away a copy of Rays of Motivation. I could do that.
yeah, and I guess they can just like, and we can
You
put
know
you like your
what?
email
Okay,
address.
so we're gonna do this. Yeah, we're gonna do this for 24 hours. So
Okay.
at midnight,
Okay.
11 p.m. Eastern on May 15th,
Okay.
midnight, 11 p.m. Eastern. I will pick a winner from those who subscribe to us, and that is the A list. And it's THE, the letter A list, the A list, because you want to be on the A list. The A list is where watchers and supporters of my show get to have all kinds of goodies, giveaways. They're in the know about our guest, as well as getting all kinds of discounts. So, I'll pick someone who subscribes to the A list. That's the A list at Angela Ray The email address again, the
Okay.
A-list
The
at
A
Angela,
list.
the A-list
Mm-hmm.
AngelaRay.tv. Send me an email, join the A-list. Again, it is the best way to keep up with everything that we have going on with the show, our guest, qualifying for great giveaways. And yeah, we're going to give away a copy of Rays of Motivation.
Did I get it right?
That is it, the A-list at
Okay.
AngelaRay.tv.
Okay.
I'd
Well,
love to
guys,
join someone with that.
yes, I'm excited for whoever is they're gonna walk away with something really great. You can hold it dear. You can, good thing about a book, you can read it over and over and over. So,
Yeah, it's like the Bible. Look how old the
yeah.
Bible is, and I still find wisdom in it now. Don't get me wrong. I'm not comparing Raising Motivation to the Bible. I'm just
I
saying
know.
you can read a book over and over again and
I
get
know.
something
I
out of
get
it.
it. We get it. Guys, don't forget now, go straight to the A list at Angela Ray TV at AngelaRay.tv. There you go. You want to
Yes,
go there.
and mention bringing it in the house. Definitely let me know that you are responding specifically for our giveaway because you are watching Bringing It in the House.
Oh, thank you so much, Angela, for stopping by. We've had so much fun. This has been
Yes.
great. Yes.
Thank you for having me.
out
I
of
so appreciate you reaching out.
Oh, you're very welcome. We're out of time. I hate it, but hey, take us out of here with something wise real quick.
I was born to shine. I am a child of the divine. I stand in my power, prepared for my purpose, and poised to pursue the path chosen for me. That's an excerpt of Born to Shine, and it's in the book.